It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Most people put more thought into their grocery list for the week than they do into the design of their entire life. And that, my friends, is a tragedy. So today, yeah, we're going to fix that.
So let's just cut right to it. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Where are you actually going? I don't mean where you hope to end up someday. I mean right now, today. Where is your life actively pointed, by design?
Because here's the thing, and it's a little bit of a hard truth. Without a real, concrete plan, you're just drifting. And let's be real, you never ever drift to the top of the mountain. You don't drift into success or financial freedom. Nope, you drift into mediocrity. You drift towards the bottom.
All right, so let's dive into this idea, what I call the tragedy of drifting. Look, this isn't about getting you all hyped up with some temporary motivation. We all know that stuff wears off by Tuesday morning. This is about giving you a permanent strategy, a real, physical roadmap you can start using the second this is over. Because at the end of the day, the single biggest key to a better future, it's you. It really is. But, and this is a huge but, that's only true if you actually know where you're going. All that potential, all that power you have, it's pretty much useless without a destination.
Okay, so let's build that destination right now. And here's where we're gonna do things differently. We are not starting with some little 1-year plan or even a 5-year plan. No way. We're starting with a huge, massive, maybe even intimidating 10-year target. And you might be asking, why so big? Well, because it's a psychological necessity.
Think about it. A small goal. Something like, I'd like to make a little more money. That has zero juice. It doesn't have the power to drag you out of bed on a cold morning. It won't pull you through the tough days. And trust me, the tough days are coming for all of us. You need a vision that's so big, so magnetic, that its gravitational pull is just way stronger than any obstacle that gets in your way.
And this leads to a really critical mindset shift. See, most people, they see a problem and they view it as an obstruction. It's a big red stop sign. But when you've got that huge 10-year vision, you start to see things differently. You realize that difficulty isn't there to stop you, it's there to instruct you. Those obstacles, they literally become the curriculum you need to master to get where you want to go.
So here's the bottom line. Your vision has to be crystal clear. I mean, absolutely specific. Vague wishes like, I want to be rich, are completely useless. A real goal needs a deadline, and it needs a number. How much money exactly, to the dollar, is in that bank account? What does your perfect Tuesday morning look like? I mean, what do you smell? What do you see? Who are you with? You've got to paint that target in high definition before you can ever hope to hit it.
All right, now for the really cool part. Let's get into the core of this strategy. We're going to see how we turn that big, beautiful dream into simple math. Yep, you heard me, math. This is where the magic happens, and that 10-year vision becomes a real, actionable plan.
The logic here is a total game changer. It's called the Rule of Halves, and it's incredibly powerful. You start with that big 10-year vision. Then you ask yourself, okay, to get there, where do I absolutely have to be in 5 years? Then you take that 5-year goal and ask, okay, to get there, where do I need to be in 2.5 years? And you keep going until you land on the most important question, where do I have to be in just 12 months from today?
And boom, just like that, the giant, intimidating 10-year mountain just vanishes. Your entire life, all your focus, it all shrinks down to one thing, hitting that 12-month target. That's your new obsession. And this is what creates the urgency that a vague goal of someday just completely lacks. Suddenly, the clock is ticking. You've got a deadline.
What we've just done here is so simple, but it is so profound. We've taken that overwhelming mountain of a goal and we've broken it down into a pile of stones. Stones that you can actually pick up and carry, one by one, day by day. The dream isn't some abstract thing floating in the future anymore. It's just a series of manageable, actionable steps you can start on, well, tomorrow. Okay, so you've got the roadmap. You've broken the mountain down into stones. Awesome. But now what? How do you actually walk the path? How do you find the strength to carry those stones day in and day out? Well, that brings us to our next big idea. We're talking about discipline and identity. This is the real difference between just being busy and being truly effective.
The philosophy for high performance, honestly, it's non-negotiable. It's all about separating your modes of being. It's simple. When you work, you work. That means phone off, tabs closed, no distractions, just total, deep immersion. And then when you play,
Be 100% present with your family, with your friends. Stop thinking about work. Because here's the deal. Half presence will only ever get you half success.
This really has to become your mantra. It sounds so simple, right? But almost nobody actually does it. Think about it. People are at their desk scrolling Instagram, and they're at the dinner table worrying about work emails. If you want to achieve what other people don't, you have to be willing to live how other people won't. It comes down to this. Wherever you are, be there.
Okay, time for another dose of hard truth. That incredible 10-year plan we just built? Yeah, the person you are today can't achieve it. I know, that sounds harsh, but think about it. If you were already the person capable of that result, you'd already have it. Simple as that. So what does that mean? It means you have to consciously, intentionally graduate from who you are today. And here's your curriculum for that graduation. It's about upgrading 3 core inputs in your life. First, your language, the words you say to yourself. Are they programming you for success or for failure? Second, your peer group, the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up, or are they an anchor dragging you down? And third, your response to trouble. When things get hard, do you see it as a devastating setback, or do you see it as a trip to the gym, the place where you build the strength you're going to need for your new life?
All right, let's bring this all home. Let's pull everything we've talked about together into one simple, clear summary. This is it. This is your new roadmap for building a future by your own design, not by default.
It boils down to these 4 mandates. This is your playbook. Number 1, dream big. You've got to paint that crystal clear, massive 10-year target. Number 2, reverse engineer it. Use that rule of halves to figure out your urgent, non-negotiable 12-month goal. Number 3, work hard, play hard. Execute with that total focused immersion. And finally, number 4, change who you are. You have to actively evolve into the person who is capable of hitting that goal.
And I just want to leave you with this one final thought. Hope? Hope is not a strategy. A better future isn't something you just wish for on your birthday. It's something you build, stone by stone, with a clear, intentional plan. So the question is no longer where are you going? You have the map now. The real question is, when are you going to start building?